Hello guys and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. As usually on Thursdays, we've got the international racing community here with once again another race. It is going to be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I'm a little bit short on time, so I need to go through it fast. This is going to be the usual introduction, as we're gonna have the winners of last week. Well, there's only one winner, but the top three was going to be Tem Shadow in P1, Mystery in P2, and the Annihilator in P3. Abu Dhabi was actually a very good race. We saw a lot of overtakes and all that stuff, so it was actually very clean. Now we've got Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah Corniche circuit on the table. The country is going to be Saudi Arabia with a population of 34 million people. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 2021, where we saw that controversial crash between Max Verstappen and Hamilton. Three drivers have won the Grand Prix. We saw Perez, Verstappen, and Hamilton win the Grand Prix once. Then we have a quali record of a 127.5 and a lap record of a 130.7. So let's go straight over to the track layout, as it will be a short qualifying, a sprint race, and a 50% race afterwards. The actual big race is going to be 25 laps. So not too bad. It's not too long of a lap, but the circuit length is quite long, but there's a lot of long straights where you can go full throttle through. Then you've got best overtaking opportunities to happen in turn 1, turn 13, turn 27, and sector 1 straight. Circuit length is going to be around 6.1 kilometers, and the race distance is going to be around 154 kilometers. Let's go straight over to the strategy prediction, as it is going to be a medium-hard strategy all the way, or a hard-medium, of course, if you cannot, if you cannot get used to tire overheating probability, which is quite high here on the Jeddah Corniche circuit. No, Spidey, it's a sprint race. It's a sprint race, so it's going to be short qualifying and a sprint race. Yeah, for the rest, the tire degradation is quite high. Don't really need to have a look at that. So the predictions for me today are going to be your race winner, Sami Laras, P2, and Tronzik, P3. Ooh, the Annihilator. No, Tem Shadow. Yeah. And the biggest loser is going to be... Ooh, I might say the Annihilator. The biggest winner is going to be... Mystery. There we go. All right. So, the thank you is for later, of course. Prediction already is already there. Let me have a quick look here. Boo. Sorry. All right, guys. I've got something new. I hope you guys like it. There we go. Here it is. I'm gonna have a quick look if the quality is all right. Let me have a quick look, guys. Let me have a quick look. Go. It looks pretty alright. It looks perfect. Well, it sort of does. The thingies are difficult to do there on the left side of your screen, but we've got actually a daylights qualifying. That's pretty interesting, but usually these guys run a full qualifying. Today it's going to be a sprint race, so of course we're not going to have a full qualifying in front of that. And I hope you guys are all doing pretty fine. Myself is doing pretty fine. I'm just got my exams. Well, today was an exam. Tomorrow I've got French. That is gonna be another story. French. Oh, who loves French? Nobody does. Tem Shadow is on the lap right now, though. He is in sector 2, I think it is. Sector 1, actually. No, sector 2. He was in sector 2. He has the fastest second sector, so we might be seeing a pole here from the McLaren driver. And around the last corner in a couple of seconds. As Tem Shadow has been really on a good race recently. I mean, he has won the Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi. He was P2 in Azerbaijan, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And today, I mean, he's gonna do very great. I'm not too sure if he's a controller player or not. He puts himself in P1 with a 129.9. Noki has retired from the session. Not too sure why. He might have a penalty, though. Thank you, Mokoya. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So Gotards right now, he's going to try and improve his lap here around the Jeddah Corner circuit. And it is a very difficult track for controller players, as I'm aware that a lot of people in this lobby are controller players. I think Vettel is a new guy. Yeah, he is actually a new guy. And then we see the one and only Spidey Maw in P11. He is doing pretty good. Hopefully. I mean, we haven't seen him race in a couple of weeks, months actually. Today he's back at it again, and hopefully he's gonna put some good timings on the table. It doesn't look like he's doing pretty good right now with a P11, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to improve, as we're looking at Gotards, the Red Bull driver right now, coming through this difficult section. Fast right-hander, just go full throttle there, as we might need to get the lap data on to see if the guys are improving their time. Coming around the last corner for the Red Bull driver right now, and Tronzik puts himself in P1 on 129.6. Ooh, the Red Bull driver has a little bit of understeer there going through that corner, and that won't be an improvement, so he will come into the pits. There's a lot of guys on an out lap. It seems like Vettel is going pretty slow here. He was improving by 1/10, or he might be on an out lap, as that might be a glitch from the game again. We saw that already a couple of times happening. The Annihilator, who's also on an out lap, so we might be able to see him improve here. In Saudi Arabia, he's going to let through the Mercedes driver, as he might want a little bit of a tow there. He is going for the tow, although he's going to let through the Ferrari first. And then we've got the Aston Martin right behind. He's going down the inside. Just wait for his lap to start. Oh, the Aston Martin is going slow too. I think that is mystery. He was also on an out lap, but of course Vettel couldn't know that. Vettel is standing still. He's letting the Red Bull driver go first, and then he's going to take an interesting line throughout this corner to start his lap, hopefully. Interesting line though. Interesting line. Oh, he even comes into the pits. Alright. Interesting. Spidey has come into the pits. Reezy has invalidated his lap. And then we've got the Annihilator also invalidated this lap. But we might be able to see him go out for one more lap, or he might come in, as that will be his only shot on a new qualifying lap. Hello Mokoya, welcome, welcome. I hope you're enjoying yourself here in the stream. It is going to be the IRC League with Season 6 Round 12 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yeah, this track is really hard on controller, but I know Tronzik also uses a controller, so... Actually, all the controller players are a little bit faster today. We're seeing Tronzik and Tem Shadow in P1 and P2. And Bilton Matt, who's actually in P10, not doing too good. As I think... I'm not too sure, he's not on a controller. I'm pretty sure he's not. So we must see him a little bit higher, don't we? Comes across the line to probably start his lap. That might have been a glitch from the game again, as he is finding himself right in front of the Williams driver. He didn't leave too much space between the two. McLaren top 3. That might be an interesting one. Oh, by the way, I didn't give my safety car predictions, and yeah, I didn't say it. Yeah. I think there's gonna be 3 safety cars for some reason. One in the sprint, and we're gonna have 2 in the actual 50% race. Mokoya, are you a racing driver yourself, or are you just interested in racing in general? Alright, Bilton Matt is still on the fast lap, as the Williams driver lets him go through. Oh, he takes an interesting line through there, but he has the fastest second sector. Coming down this long main straight, where the guys are not having DRS, I think. They might be. They have DRS, actually. That is a good one to make an overtake opportunity there, as I should have included that into my Analysis as Built a Mat comes into the pits. Then Kevin is also on a lap, but I'm pretty sure he's either going to come into the pits or he's just going to go and try again on these old softs, as I'm not too sure if they were too old. But he has invalidated this lap, so he's not going to be able to improve anymore here during this lap. He comes into the pits, so this is going to be qualifying over for the Mercedes driver. He can be very happy with a P4. Scenario comes across the last corner here. Goes down the main straight, full throttle. He has enough ERS spare. He doesn't take a tight line though. He's not going to improve 1.1 second. I thought he was going to give up, but it doesn't appear like he is going to. I think he didn't push down the throttle there, down the main straight. Double Cream Cat is also on a fast lap, I think. He's just going through there very safely. Like we know, the AlphaTauri driver, right? Always cautious on what's happening. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that might be the Williams driver who once again went a little bit slower. Williams driver or the Alpine driver. It might have been the... No, it's going to be the Williams driver, but who is the Williams driver? I think it's Vettel. He is indeed the Williams driver who is going a little bit slower. He is on an out lap, and he's leaving enough space for the guys to get past. He's going to let the AlphaTauri go through too. Still 1 more minute on the timing table. I don't think he's gonna make it though. Although, yeah, he might though. He'll have to go full throttle, otherwise he won't make it. The Annihilator is gonna go for another lap here. The McLaren driver hopefully puts himself onto the podium here in the qualifying. Has a little bit of a snap there. Had to lift a little bit. But going into sector 3. Does he have the fastest second sector? It does appear like it. This corner is not how you should take it. He took it how you should not take it. Well, that's an interesting one. But coming down the last corner, he's got the Williams right in front of him. That is going to be Vettel. Are they going to get across the line in time? Vettel is. The Annihilator is too. As he puts himself in P10, not too great of a lap either. He's gonna go and try to go for another one, but he doesn't have the ERS left. The man to watch is Vettel right now. Improves by 0.5, and that is gonna put him in P6 provisionally. Moving into sector 2 in a couple of seconds. .4 of an improvement. Not too bad himself, as there's still a lot of time to grab in sector 2 and sector 3. Goes into the wall, loses a front wing there, and that will be qualifying over. Yellow flags in sector 2. The Mercedes driver has to watch out there, Risi, but his qualifying is already over. So we're going to be looking at the Annihilator if he is improving by anything. He's got the Williams driver right behind him, and that might be Vettel, but his qualifying is over already. Oh, the Annihilator goes into the wall. That was a fatal crash there, and if that would have happened in real life, that might have been game over for the McLaren driver. Oh my days, that was a fatal crash. Oh, and that is going to be qualifying over for everyone, I'm afraid. Vettel is not going to be able to improve as his front wing is gone. Let's go straight into the sprint race, guys. I mean, it is gonna be battling out there. It is going to be a battlefield with a lot of crashes, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. That's a good one. That's a good one. Right, so Intronsic is going to capture the pole here in Saudi Arabia. Not too far from him, we've got Tem Shadow in P2 and Samilados in P3. Actually, 1 second slower, so I'm not too sure what's up there for the Greek driver, as he is running a sim, and Tronzik and Temp Shadow are running controller. So Scenario in P4, then we've got TenSkeven in P5. Further, we've got Gotards, Mystery, Vettel, Steve Penny, The Annihilator, Built and Mad, Double Cream Cat, Spidey Ma, Reezy, Roscoe, and Noki. The 2 Ferraris all the way at the back of the grid, as that will be not a good qualifying for the Ferraris, but hopefully they can get a couple of positions in the actual sprint race. Oh, Helsinki, Finland. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It's cold there now, no? In the, well, it is spring though, so I don't think it is going to be too cold in Finland, but Helsinki is Finland, right? I'm from Belgium myself, so it is pretty cold here too. Koya, are you a racing driver or not really? You're just into Formula One. And as we're going into the what is it called? The sprint race, we didn't have a quick talk anymore about the driver standings. So I'm gonna get the driver standings with me real quick. And hopefully we can get those results up real quick. Temp Shadow is in P1 leading with 46 points on Intronsic. And we've got Samilaras in P3 with 127 points. He's not too far from Intronsic here. We've got Mystery, who gained 2 positions. Timmy, who lost, as Timmy, he's not in the league anymore, unfortunately. Both Red Bulls are filled. He was pretty close to Built and Mad, who finds himself in P5. Mystery, Built and Mad, and Timmy are not too far from each other. Then we've got Scenario, AZ Dog, Gotards, and Noki to finish off the top 10. Constructor wise, it's looking like McLaren has a decent lead over Alpine, as it doesn't seem like Intronsic has a teammate. McLaren does. We're gonna have a quick look at what tires everyone is running. Obviously, everyone is running mediums. Although you could suggest to go into the hards in the sprint race here around Saudi Arabia, because the tire overheating probability is really high. And whenever that's the case, you want to make sure that you're not going to crash, especially in a sprint race. And to avoid getting spun by overheated tires, you could go onto the hards, as the hards don't overheat that much. They will be nicer to drive, well, a little bit. The guys are all warming up their tires, hopefully getting them heated before the race is gonna start. Sprint race is always interesting to see, because a lot of guys are hungry to make a position up. Position or two, actually. I mean, I can tell Built and Mad is gonna be fuming that he's gonna be in P11. The Annihilator too. I know these guys are gonna try and get as much positions as they can from the beginning of the race. Right now, Intronsic is already set on track, as everyone is, except for the Scenario, TenSkeven. We're doing... No, TenSkeven is, but Scenario is doing some donuts here. The Annihilator got disqualified from the session. The Ferraris are putting themselves onto the grid. Scenario, who's gonna... yeah, this is really some Scenario stuff. Look at this. Oh, he's gonna put himself onto the grid. Hopefully not disqualify. He is not going to get disqualified. So here we are. This is a sprint race off the IRC League. It's lights out and away we go here in Saudi Arabia. Who has a good start? I've got this bad scenery again. Temp Shadow is gonna make a move down the inside, although it is side by side already into the first corner, touching wheels. Is Temp Shadow gonna get that position? I'm not too sure. He is not going to, as Entransic takes the lead here in Saudi Arabia sprint race. We've got Samuelaris in P3, Tense Kevin in P4, Scenario in P5, Mystery in P6. There's already yellow flags as the Haas driver all the way at the back of the grid is going to have some damage, I'm assuming. And we've got Gotards in P7. Vettel, who's going to try and make a move around the outside here of the Red Bull driver, but it's not going to work. Although maybe making a dive bomb. Maybe making a dive bomb. He's going to make the dive bomb. And that is move done by the Williams driver. Brave move by Vettel. As those are some Vettel moves. I'm pretty sure the Annihilator already made up a position. And I think Built a Mat has had an incident with Steve Penny as he finds himself in P14. We've got Roscoe in P10. Double Cream Cat in P11. Spidey Ma in P12. Built a Mat just made the move on Noki as Noki spun, unfortunately. Reezy also makes the move. And then we've got Noki in P15. Steve Penny in 16. We're going all the way back up front as Gotards now makes the move back again on Vettel. They're going side by side here through Sector 3. The guys are not going to have DRS yet, but it is soon to come. In lap 3, Gotards now trying to make a move down the inside. That's going to be a dive bomb, and that is going to be a beautiful move. He's going to have to watch out though. Vettel now makes the move around the... down the inside, and then Transic takes the fastest lap here in Saudi Arabia. Now Gotards, he has the slipstream, he has ERS, but it's not going to be enough as Vettel is going to take the lead here out of these two. As Steve Penny just made the move on Noki down the main straight, and Gotards seem to have... there is an Aston Martin in the wall, and that's going to be a virtual safety car, not an actual safety car, but a virtual safety car, as the guys will have to slow down a little bit. Vettel in P6, Mystery in P5. He has 1 second of a difference between himself and Tense Kevin. Tense Kevin, who is actually 3 seconds slower, so the top 3 is really finding their way through the grid, and hopefully through the race also. I mean, it would be sad to see one of these 3 getting crashed or crash out themselves. You know, they've been so good in the qualifying and hopefully so good in the sprint race, and that would be destroyed all because of one little mistake. But you got to keep your concentration on track here in Saudi Arabia, because it's a lot of fast speed corners, and whenever you're touching the curb too much, a little bit, you're gonna get spun out. Wonder when it's gonna be green flags, and it is gonna be right now. Samilara's pretty close to Temp Shadow here. Vettel also pretty close to the Aston Martin driver Mystery. 3/10 to be exact, as he's gonna have a good... DRS is enabled too, so we might be able to see a move down the second straight here in Saudi Arabia. Vettel is the closest one, although Built a Mat is pretty close to Spidey. Goes down the inside there, as Spidey is not gonna defend the inside line, and Built a Mat has made the move. Maybe Spidey can make the switchback work. He's going to try to, but he doesn't have a good exit coming out of that corner. Now Vettel in P6, right behind the Aston Martin driver Mystery. He's gonna have a better run through this corner. Vettel now on a rush. Is he gonna be making the move onto Mystery? He's gonna try to go around the outside as Mystery defends the inside line. Vettel is gonna make the dive bomb though. He's gonna make the dive bomb. Mystery is gonna leave enough space for him to go through, and that will be moved done by the Williams driver. Now Mystery had a good exit coming out of that corner, but I think there was some touching there, but I'm not too sure. Vettel is going to go through these corners quite smoothly as he's getting chased by Mystery in P6. Now Gotards is getting a little bit closer to these two. Mystery, who seems to be glitching a little bit, although he might be struggling with a controller or a wheel, whatever he's running. Vettel has a good exit coming through that corner. He's going to have a little bit of a distance, although Mystery, he's going to have the DRS right now. He's going to use all of it, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to wait until after this corner to make the overtake, because you would have the DRS here. There is the detection line, and now down the main straight, Vettel has a good exit, and Transic with the fastest lap. There is a 1.6 second difference between Tem Shadow and then Transic. Sami Ladas, who is trying to close down the gap. Mystery right now in P6. Is he going to be making a move? He's not close enough, so we might be able to see Vettel get a little bit of a lead between himself and Mystery right now. Built the Mat makes the move onto his teammate Double Cream Cat, and that is going to be moved on. His next target is going to be Roscoe, who has climbed up a couple of positions, I think all the way from P15 to P9 right now. Perfect, thank you, Mokoya. Yeah, I asked you a question and you didn't answer, so that was why my confusion was there. And these guys are having an interesting line throughout the corners, as Built the Mat cut a little bit of the corner to get a little closer to Roscoe. And this is going to give some great sparks. Mystery now lost the toe of the Williams driver, and that will be a 1 second difference. Gotthard's pretty close to Mystery. It's hopefully going to make the overtake work, but we're going to focus on Built the Mat as he takes along a couple of guys to the battle between himself and Roscoe. Roscoe now tries to defend the inside line, as Built the Mat is going to have the DRS right in a couple of seconds. Coming past the second sector line. He's got to have a good exit through this corner. He is actually not going to, as he will have a bigger lead. I'm talking about Roscoe here, the Ferrari driver. He took a lot of risk throughout that corner. And now Built the Mat is going to try and go around the outside, but the gap was not there, as Roscoe kind of closed down the gap. And Built the Mat will have once again the DRS. He's going to use 0-0 wings, as he is way faster here down the main straight, and that's going to be moved on before the corner is there. Now Double Cream Cat is trying to close down the gap to himself, to his teammate and Roscoe here in Sector 1. Spidey Ma has closed down the gap too, as he's getting chased by Steve Penny. Noki, who is in P14, 2 seconds slower, as he's got a lot of ground to make up. Sami Ladas in P3, he's pretty close to the McLaren driver. And hopefully he can make the move done in a couple of minutes, because it's only 4 more laps after this one, as we're currently in lap 5 out of the 9 here around the Saudi Arabia sprint race. And it seems like Sami Ladas is having some troubles. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that might be the Mercedes driver who is struggling to keep his car on track. Let's have a quick look. Does he have a broken front wing? It doesn't seem like it, so it might just be overheated tires. Tem Shadow is closing down the gap. He is just not into, how do you say that? He's really close to getting into the DRS detection point, but he has to be in within 1 second, and that's not happening, as Vettel is going to have the DRS here. Hopefully he's going to have a little snap coming out of that corner. He's using an Xbox controller, Xbox console, my apologies. Or Nintendo, but I don't think Nintendo is a possibility. You have league races on. Rasmus, welcome. Rasmus, oh, apologies. I thought that O was a 0. Now Vettel here in P5. He's gonna try and go for a move though, but it's not gonna be working. It is gonna be difficult to make a move throughout here, but we saw it already. He was pretty close to Mystery before. And right now he's pretty close to the Mercedes driver. He's gonna have a good run, but Vettel has a 3-second time penalty. Just call me Rasmus. Alright, perfect. Welcome, buddy, to the stream. We are in Season 6, Round 12. No! It is not Season 6. It is Season 13. Oh my days. I need to change that in my thingy, but I will do that later. As we've got... Wait, I cannot change that anymore, can I? Oh, I can, I think. I can. Here. Season 13. There we go. Alright, Vettel's still pretty close, but he caught a penalty, and that's going to be the third. Oh, safety car. Who has crashed? Steve Penny didn't make it through, as he finds himself in P14. Let's have a quick look. If we can see the car, it's probably going to be too late before we can see him. The Mercedes driver is not going to be fast enough. Although, oh no, the car is gone already. Who's going to come into the pits? Probably no one, because it is 2 more laps after this one, and that is not a great strategy if you're coming into the pits right now. But let's have a quick run through the grid, as it is going to be Entronsic in P1, Temp Shadow in P2, Samila. Oh, Goatdarts. This is really stupid. People getting penalties through a safety car situation. I don't get that. Goatdarts is coming into the pits though. So is Roscoe. So is Spidey Mouse. So they're gonna try and go for soft tires. For soft tires, and hopefully get a couple of positions on the board. Goatdarts is going for mediums. That is an interesting strategy, as his tires might be overheating already. As there is going to be 2 more laps probably, but I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to close down the gap, because the safety car is always coming in 2 laps before the race is going to end. So he's got to come into the pits right now, because then we will have lap 9 and lap 8. But they're going really slow, so Spidey might make it. No, Roscoe, no, Goatdarts might make it, but I'm not too sure if Roscoe or Spidey are going to make it. Although, I mean, they're going so slow. Never mind. I didn't say anything. So yeah, a quick run through the grid. Entronsic in P1, Temp Shadow in P2, Samilaras in P3, Tenskevin in P4. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. Vettel in P5, who has made up 3 positions. Not too bad, but he's gonna have to deal with that penalty after the sprint race, and he's probably gonna lose a couple of positions thanks to that. Mystery in P6 is gonna have 1 position gain, no penalties. The Annihilator has made up a couple of positions, 3 to be exact. So did Built a Mat, and so did Double Cream Cat. Then we've got Nokia with 6 positions gained. But of course, you cannot lose any positions if you're starting from the back of the grid. The safety car is going to come in pretty soon. Entronsic is just going to lead his way through the field. He caught a penalty last week for being too slow under safety car, and he's going absolutely slow here down the main straight. The last corner he's gonna make, is he gonna go fast? He is gonna go fast. And did Temp Shadow get caught sleeping? It doesn't seem like it, as there is a little bit of a gap forming between Samilaras and Tenskevin, the Mercedes driver, who's getting chased by Vettel. He has been chasing the Mercedes driver for a long time already, goes around the outside, now tries to outbrake the Mercedes driver, as that will be move done by the Williams driver. The Mercedes driver is going to try and make the cutback work, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be working. Now Mystery is going to try and go and make a move on Tenskevin, but he is not close enough, as he doesn't feel too secure here throughout these couple of corners and sections in Saudi Arabia. He's gonna spin, front wing damage, and that is gonna be race over, sprint over for Mystery, as he probably caught a couple of guys. Well, they're hard. I don't know how to say it. Heart attack, that kind of stuff, through that corner, because that's a very fast corner, and whenever you're going through there and you're seeing a car being parallel with the track, that's gonna be. It's going to be scary. So Temp Shadow pretty close to Entronsic right now. Samilaras is also pretty close. So the top 3 has made their way, well, with a little bit of a gap on Vettel. And also Tenskevin cannot keep up with the pace of the Williams drivers. So we're going to see 2 drivers from the Williams team in the top 4. And then we're going to see 2 drivers from the McLaren team in the top 6 as the Annihilator. He's going to be happy with a P6, I'm pretty sure. Mystery has dropped back all the way to P12. This is going to be your last lap of the race. We're coming down the main straight, and I think it's going to be very difficult for Temp Shadow to close down that gap. They're not going to have the DRS, as the safety car just came into the pits, so 7/10 difference. I mean, Entronsic is always a little bit faster here through the technical section. Temp Shadow is most of the time a speed merchant through the straights. I'm not too sure. I cannot call that with well, I cannot confirm that, but you see Entronsic is really gaining some time on Temp Shadow here. Now Samilaras 5/10 behind the McLaren driver. We've got Vettel in P4. He's closing down the gap though. He's got to make a gap of 3 seconds onto Tenskevin, and I think he is on his way to do that. A 1.5 second gap. He still has half a lap to go, or maybe, yeah, he's gonna have the gap on the Annihilator. So It's going to be depending on whether... Oh, he goes into the wall. Race over for Vettel. Oh my days. Oh my days. What a chaos. And this was the thing I was talking about. Tire overheating. It is an awful thing. Built and Matt has made up a lot of positions. And Entronsic is going to win your sprint race here. Hopefully, if he doesn't crash. But I don't think he is, as he is a very consistent driver. Tamiladas tries to make his way through the field right now. It's not going to be enough. He's going to try and take a tight line, but he's not going to have a good run here through the last straight. And that is going to be your sprint race winner. Entronsic comes across the line. So is Temp Shadow, and so is Tamiladas. Then Kevin is going to come across the line for a P4 and the Annihilator in P5. Further, we've got Built and Mad, Double Cream Cat, Spidey Mao, who's going to capture P8. And we've got Gotards due to that penalty. He's going to be in P9. Then we've got Roscoe in P10. He's going to lose a couple of positions to Mystery and Reezy, though, due to that penalty. And then we've got Noki in P13. He crashed once again. Not too sure why. And who were the guys who went onto new tires? Those guys were Spidey, Reezy, and Roscoe. And also another guy, Gotards, right? But unfortunately, they didn't get a lot of positions thanks to that, so. Built and Matt is going to be your driver of the day here in the sprint race. And this is going to be your results for now. And hopefully, I mean... Hopefully we're not... Well, championship-wise, I hope this is not going to change. Because we've got the top 3 in the lead. And Entronsic is in P2 in the actual driver standings. We've got Dem Shadow in P1. Tamiladas in P3. So if these guys can keep on the battle how it is going to give some great things at the end of the season. Now, Tense Kevin in P4 and the Annihilator in P5. They might be able to get into the top 10 soon. What league is this? This is the International Racing Community. If you want to join the league, the Facebook is in the description panel. There's a logo. You see the left, well, on the left top, you see a logo. Just click on that one in the panel and you will be able to come on their Facebook. Just message the owner, Built and Matt, and he will be able to give you all the details. I think there are some seats not filled, but you can also fill in as a reserve and just get on the points and all that stuff, and you will be able to compete. And it is round 12 though, so we're already halfway through, but I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna keep it how it is next season, because they're already 13 seasons, so that's not too bad. So there will most definitely be a season 14, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be on the new game or on the old game still. So if I do my calculations, still 10 more races, that is about 3 more months, 2 more months, 2 more months. And if I do my calculations, that is in May or June. That is going to be in June. So the new game is coming out in June, July, somewhere around there. So yeah, hopefully it could be in the new league. As we're not going to have a dark race. Interesting. Usually around Saudi Arabia, we're going to have a dark race. So I'm gonna have a quick look in the chat if anything has been said about that. We're not gonna have it set to night, so we'll have to race Saudi Arabia in daylight. That's interesting, because I've never seen a league doing this. Let's go straight over to the details of the tires. Oh. Details of the tires. Oh, my thing is glitching. What is this? There we go. Apologies. My computer is doing some weird stuff today. Alright, so we've got medium tires for Entronsic and Temp Shadow. Tamiladas is going on the hards, as I think that is the right decision for Tamiladas. And here is the thing. He is going to make the gap between Tenskevin and himself anyway, because Tenskevin was a little bit slower than Tamiladas was during the sprint race. And then he can just drive his own race. Because if he would go on mediums, he would degrade them really quickly, because he's gonna have to battle with Temp Shadow and Entronsic. But if he's going on the hards, he can just drive somewhere in the middle, you know, somewhere in the middle of Tenskevin and Temp Shadow and Entronsic. And then at the end of the race, if he's gonna have a slightly lighter car, he's gonna be flying throughout the field and hopefully make a move on Entronsic and Temp Shadow, because these guys are going to be battling heavily with each other. We've got Tenskevin and the Annihilator both on medium tires. Then we've got Built the Mat on hards, Double Cream Cat, Spidey and Gotards on medium tires, Mystery on hard tires, and the first driver on softs is going to be Reezy. Roscoe and Noki both on medium tires, Vettel on hard tires, Steve Penny on softs, and Scenario on hard. So we're going to be seeing a lot of position changes. There is a disqualification for Tenskevin, also for Built the Mat, so that's not too great, as the guys are putting themselves onto the track. Scenario, is he gonna be slow? He's not gonna be slow, so let's have a quick look. A lot of people got disqualified, 5 to be exact. We're gonna be racing Season 13, round 12 of the IRC League. It's lights out and away we go here in Saudi Arabia. Who has a good start? It seems like this telemetry shit is doing the fucking same thing every time. The Annihilator makes up a lot of positions, and Tamiladas is getting overtaken by Temp Shadow again. He was trying to make a move down the inside, but it's not going to work. Tenskevin all the way in P16, and we're already seeing a virtual safety car here in Saudi Arabia. We're past the first corner and there is already a safety car. Interestingly enough, the Annihilator has made his way up to P4, so we're gonna have 2 drivers from the McLaren team in the top 5. Double Cream Cat. What is happening? Double Cream Cat in P5. I've never seen this before, but he is doing an absolutely amazing job right now. Noki has made up 7 positions through that first corner alone, because we had a virtual safety car coming out of turn 1 or turn 2, whatever it is. So he's going to make up 7 positions, and then we also have Vettel making up 6 positions, and that's very remarkable because he is on the hard tires. There's a big gap between Double Cream Cat and the Annihilator, as these guys want to keep it as close as possible to each other. We've got a little bit of a gap forming between Roscoe and Mystery, and also Tenskevin 2 seconds slower. Back to the first driver, which is actually Entronsic. He's gonna have a gap of 1 second to Temp Shadow. Now Tamiladas is gonna try and make the move down the inside here into the last corner of the track. He's gonna try and make the dive bomb work, but Temp Shadow is gonna have to run throughout the corner. He almost touched the wall there, and they're going side by side through the main straight. Who has the faster straight line speed? It seems like they're equal to each other, but Tamiladas is gonna have the inside corner, and he's gonna make the dive bomb work, as that will be move done for the Williams driver. Now the Annihilator, is he gonna be making a move on his teammate here? I don't think so. He's just going to keep it clean. Roscoe with a 5-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane as Temp Shadow touched the wall there a little bit coming into turn 5. The Annihilator seems to have some wing damage too, as his right side pod is gone there of his front wing. Now Noki has made up 8 positions already. Spidey in P6, he's not looking too bad either. Vettel is going to try and make his way through the field here, hopefully make a move on Spidey Mao. Built the Mat is in P8, Scenario in P9, Reezy in P10. Tenskevin, hopefully he's going to make his way back up, but it doesn't seem like it, as he might have some front wing damage. I'm not too sure, but it's not looking great for the Mercedes driver, as Temp Shadow is still pretty close to Tamiladas here, coming through sector 2, and they're not going to have the DRS yet. That's only for the next lap. Spidey Mao right now in P6, 3 tenths, 2 tenths. He has got the straight line speed, but it's not going to be enough to make a move on Roscoe. Maybe if he has a good exit coming through this corner, and it seems like he does. He almost spins though. He is a wheel driver, so He's going to have the benefit. Mystery retired from the session. He's going to spin out of turn. What turn is that? Turn 13 might be it. I'm not too sure. And then we're going to have a safety car in lap 2. It is going to be safety car situation already. And the safety car was out very fast. Not too sure if that is realistic, but it is what it is. We're going to have the Annihilator coming into the pits already. Probably going for hard tires. As he didn't think it was... Well, he might not think there is going to be another safety car, but he also has that front wing damage he has to work with. So is he going to get overtaken by anyone? It doesn't seem like it. Steve Penny is just right behind him. And we've got Reezy and Tense Kevin both coming into the pits. Tense Kevin is also going for hard tires. So these guys are taking the risk of not coming into the pits anymore. We're going to have a safety car situation. So I feel like I have to sing again. Like I always do when there is a safety car situation. I will... You know, guys, I'm going to make you a promise. Next week... Well, I'm not going to be there on Sunday, right? Next week, I'm going to have my little song. My safety car song. Then it's going to be... I still have to think about what the sound is going to be. Safety car. It is yellow flags all around. Safety car. Safety car. But I need to make it with GarageBand. But I'm really ass with GarageBand. So it might not be that. I mean, it might be. It might be. It all depends on what it's going to look like, of course. Safety car situation. Looking at something right now, and it is gonna be important. And the safety car is still out, so I've got nothing to talk about. Only if there is someone in the chat who could talk to me, but... I mean... I can also talk to myself, but that's a bit... I mean, it's a bit sad, no? Safety car situation, la la la. La 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 la. How is podcast? Podcast? Who do I have to do a podcast with? Because I cannot do a podcast right now, right? Alfa Romeo P19 and 24 Saturday. Who are you to say that Alfa Romeo is gonna get P19 and P20? I'm not too sure. I have no idea who you are. But Alfa Romeo is the one and only best team there is. So there's nowhere they're gonna get P19 and P20 on Saturday. Oh my days, you made me angry. I'm not gonna be able to commentate anymore. I'm gonna close down the stream. Just break some stuff. Max versus... yeah. Yeah. I agree to a certain point. I'm not really a fan of Max Verstappen, but I hate Hamilton to a degree that it's not describable. It's an awful driver. I mean, it is not an awful driver, but it's an awful person. Like, every time he is in a racing car, he's like, Bono, my tires are gone. What is this strategy? Go for strategy B, not strategy A. Ooh. Fucking imbecile. Alright, it is green flags and we're going underway again. We're in lap 4, safety car situation. And what is Intronsic going to do? He's going really slow again. He's got to watch out for that penalty he got last week. That costed him, I think, about 4 or 5 positions. Coming around the last corner. He's going to go slow. Oh, most definitely. Alonso was way better than Lewis. Lewis just had the equipment. Alonso didn't. Alonso was just, you know, he was himself. We're not going to be seeing the move down the main straight here. Risi is going to lose a couple of positions as he's coming into the pits. But these guys are keeping it clean down the main straight. And into turn 1, we're not going to be seeing a move. Double Cream Cat, who already got pushed back to P12, as Goatharts has made the move onto the AlphaTauri driver. Oh, almost. Oh, I thought that was going to be a touch from Double Cream Cat, as I thought he was going to be outbraking himself. And going into the back of the... Oh, Spidey. That is going to be not a safety car situation. Oh, is he stuck? No, he's not stuck. But he's not going. There's nobody coming. Go. Go, go, go. All right, Spidey. Let's get this comeback race. Let's get this comeback race. I know you're listening. Now you know you're focusing. I believe in you. Tem Shadow is right behind Sami Ladas. Sami Ladas, who is running the hard tires. So what I said about him being in no man's land is not going to be happening, because the McLaren driver is hungry for a position, as he needs to get those points on the table for his battle with Entronsic in the championship. As you can see on the left side of your screen, we've got Entronsic in P1, Entronsic in P2, and then we've got Tem Shadow in P1 in the actual championship. Vettel now makes the move on Noki, and that is going to be moved on. Vettel, who has already made up 10 positions on his hard tires. So we saw him make up a lot of positions in the sprint race. Unfortunately, he crashed last lap. But right now, it seems like he's doing a great job on these hard tires in the actual 50% race. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, as he's looking at a top 3 position, as he can keep up with Temps pretty well. And that's not something I expected from a lot of people to happen. But it seems like Vettel is managing to do so. As Tem Shadow is on a controller though, so that might be the reason why Sami Ladas, who is having to leave a gap between himself and Entronsic of 2 seconds right now. It's going towards 2.5 seconds. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is going to be Spidey Maw once again. As he's going to be... No, that's not going to be a Spidey Maw. That's going to be Goatharts, as Spidey Maw is in the pit lane right now with a broken front wing probably. 1.4 seconds between Vettel and Temps. I think Vettel has made a little bit of a mistake, as Noki is kind of closing down the gap between himself and the Williams driver. Tem Shadow going down this... Ooh, oh, that might have been damage. Touching the wall there, that might have been damage for the McLaren driver. It doesn't seem like it. Maybe visual. It's not going to be visual damage, but I mean, it could still be yellow wing damage. Down the main straight, it seems like he is having a lot of speed, as Built the Mat makes his way around the Ferrari driver. Now, Noki is going to have a good run here, as Built the Mat is taking the outside line to have more speed throughout the corner, throughout the main straight. Now, Tem Shadow down the main straight. DRS is enabled, as these guys will have DRS down the main straight in 3 sections. And Steve Penny retired from the session, as he's going to get crashed in the last corner, and it is going to be once again another safety car situation here around Saudi Arabia. Bosco has made up a position, but not too sure to who, as he cannot overtake in the safety car situation. Of course, Risi has made up a position. Oh, that is probably to Steve Penny. Makes sense. Makes sense. Spidey now has not benefited from this safety car situation, although he's now going to be able to close down the gap. And I wonder who's going to come into the pits from these medium tire runners, because we're already in lap 7. And the hard tire runners, I think, are benefiting from this situation, because the medium tire runners are going to be able to come into the pits, but I'm not too sure if they are. So when you come into the pits and the guys behind you are not going to be coming into the pits, you're going to have to make up a lot of positions at the beginning of the safety car restart. And yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a gap between Built the Mat and Vettel. So we've got 4 leaders here in the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And it almost looks not recognizable here, this track. I mean, it is usually dark around Saudi Arabia. But right now it seems like it's sunny and shining. As Intronsic is coming into the pits. He is going to be the only medium tire runner out of the top 4 who's going to come into the pits. Bilton Mad is not coming into the pits, so Intronsic is going for a bold strategy here, going from mediums to hards, as Temp Shadow is going to stay out of the pit lane. Risky, actually. Risky. But I mean, Intronsic is going to have to make up a lot of positions, though. As there will probably be another safety car situation soon. So it might be that Temp Shadow is going to have the chance to come into the pits. What's your guys' favorite driver in the actual F1? I think Rasmus, his favorite driver is Max Verstappen. Flexit might be Alonso. It might be. My favorite driver is Vettel, but he's retired, so I'm going for... Who am I going for? Probably Alonso. I'm just always the guy who loves the old guys. You know, last year it was Vettel and Raikkonen. This year it is Alonso. I'm just always going for the old ones. When Alonso is going out of the F1, I'm going with Bottas. Also because he drives in an Alfa Romeo. And then after that, I'm not too sure. It might be... Who is the oldest driver then on the grid? Let me do... McLaren... The Austrian Norris. Those guys are not old at all. We've got Williams... Albon and Sargent. Those guys are not old either. Perez, that's a good one. I like Perez too. He's just a nice teammate. And he does everything for the team, and unfortunately he's got a teammate who is not that nice. But I mean, you know, Verstappen is also Belgian, so I cannot talk too much trash about him, but I'm happy he has taken the Dutch flag instead of the Belgian one, because I don't want him to represent Belgium. He also has more Dutch characteristics than Belgian ones. What's your favorite track? The Flexit. Flexi the Slay Lord. What is your favorite track on the calendar? Or also not on the calendar. It could be a South African one, which is also a great track, but... I also saw your McLaren Alfa Romeo. Oh my days. I feel like you guys are here to annoy me or something like that. But Alfa Romeo is the best team on the field. Yeah. No, it's just because I'm driving an Alfa Romeo that I'm supporting Alfa Romeo. It's not like I'm really a big supporter of Alfa Romeo. I'm more of a Ferrari fan. I was just joking. I know you weren't, Rasmus. I know you weren't. No, McLaren has a good history, but Alfa Romeo right now just had so much improvements the last couple of years. Also, signing Zhou Guanyu and Bottas is, in my opinion, a good strategy. Getting away from the Italian Nürburgring. Oh, that's nice. Nürburgring. Have you drove on that one already? Why does my PC do this stuff? My PC just randomly opens shit up. I'm not too sure why. My favorite one is Spa-Francorchamps, but yeah, I'm biased. I'm Belgian, so I actually don't like to drive. Well, I actually do, but the races on there are just always so satisfying. The corners and the straight line speed, and oh my days. Oh, you mean the... Right, the... Yeah, I know which one you mean. It is not the big one, right? Not the one where you have to drive fucking 30 minutes on. It's the shorter version. Alright, Samilaras. Now, it is gonna be green flag. And is he gonna go I'm wondering when he's gonna go. He's gonna go now. Tem Shadow has been caught sleeping a little bit. There's already a gap forming, and now Vettel has a good run. Vettel has a good run. He's gonna go down the inside here of the McLaren driver. Is he gonna make the dive bomb? It doesn't seem like it. Tem Shadow is going a little bit deep there, as the Williams driver is gonna have a better run through this corner. He is gonna go. He's gonna go. He has made the move up. Noki in P4, Biltemaat in P5. He's right next to the Ferrari driver. They're going to go side by side through this corner, as that is a very dangerous corner to go side by side through. Noki is just going to back out of it. Now we've got Scenario in P6 trying to make the move on the Ferrari driver, but it's not going to work. Tense Kevin has joined the lobby back in. Wing came off, for fuck's sakes. Oh my days, that should not be happening. Safety car situation. I hope it's not going to be a safety car. If this is going to be a safety car, I'm going to be crying. Tronzik is going to try and make a move on the Mercedes driver. It's not going to be working. Tense Kevin is defending the shit out of his car. Now trying to get around the rest, as we're seeing Scenario making the move down the inside of Noki here, and that will be moved on, coming across the second sector line. Nobody seems to have a better fastest second sector. So that is not going to be happening, as Vettel finds himself pretty close to Tsamilaras. Both drivers running hard tires. And we might be seeing a race win here for the Williams driver, as now Intronzik is trying to go and take a tight line through this corner to have a better exit. He's going to have a better run, as the Mercedes driver touched the wall there on the outside. And that is a good overtake opportunity for Intronzik, but he's not passed. He's not passed, as the Mercedes driver is going to try and outbrake him. That's not going to be working. He's going to back out of the move, as he touched the brakes a little bit too hard there. That's going to be moved on by Intronzik. So he is making his way up the field already, as it is going to be struggling here for Vettel to keep the pace with Tsamilaras. As we know, Tsamilaras is a pretty fast guy in the F1 Power Grid. He races in the second division, as there are 4 on Tuesday. And he's pretty fast. He's leading. No, he's not leading the championship, but he's close to leading the championship. Double Cream Cat now made the move on Spidey. Spidey must be frustrated due to that, but he's also getting chased from behind by Roscoe, the Ferrari driver. He might have front wing damage here, as I think he does. He does actually. His right, his right front wing is gone there. That will be race over, unfortunately, unless there is going to be another safety car. And the chances are high. Tem Shadow just cutting the corner there. That might have been a track invalidation and a warning for the McLaren driver. Now coming down the main straight. In a couple of seconds, he's going to have the DRS. I'm not too sure if the DRS is already activated, though. Seems like Noki has been overtaken here by Gotards. As the Red Bull driver is trying to get past Tense Kevin in a couple of minutes, but he's not close enough. 8 tenths between the Mercedes driver and the Red Bull driver. Tense Kevin comes into the pits. Interesting strategy for the Mercedes driver, as he's probably going on to medium tires. Noki is also coming into the pits, and so is Roscoe. Roscoe, who is on soft tires, he might go on medium tires, as they're getting a double stack here. Noki, who has to change his front wing, and that's going to be chaos for the Ferrari team. We are seeing a Binotto strategy. Now it is still going to be Tsamilaras leading the race. Tem Shadow, who's pretty close to Vettel. And Biltemaat, who is trying to close down the gap. There's 4 seconds to gain for the AlphaTauri driver to be able to make a move on Tem Shadow. So I don't see him do that pretty soon, as it's already expanding to 4.2 seconds. Now Scenario in P5, right behind the AlphaTauri driver, the Annihilator. 3-second difference between 3-second time penalty. Apologies. Now Intronzik pretty close to Scenario, and these guys have a history of battles, and hopefully not a history of crashes. Roscoe also with a 3-second time penalty. This is not looking great penalty wise, but we do know that Saudi Arabia is a track where a lot of people are getting penalties. Tense Kevin has left the session, unfortunately, as he didn't think he was he was gonna, well, he might, oh, it might be his Wi-Fi though. It might be his Wi-Fi. Scenario trying to make a move around the outside, but it's not going to be working. As these guys know each other for a long time already. Steven or Steve, I'm not too sure. I think it's Steven. As the Bronze Adonis is going to try and make the move on the AlphaTauri driver. He needs to have a good run through this section. There's not going to be a safety car. 3-second time penalty for Built and Matt, and that is going to be a big one because he's currently having a battle with Scenario and Intronsic, and if he just keeps on the position like this, but there's not going to be a distance created, we might be seeing him getting 2 positions dropped at the end of the race. There's still going to be 12 more laps to go here in the Grand Prix. And also here up front, Vettel seems to be improving on his time. He has the straight line speed. He has the DRS coming through this corner. He's going to have a better run. Although Samilaras has a good run through. Now it's Vettel with once again another DRS activation. He's not making any time up. 3/10 between the two. And he might be able to get a move done down the main straight as he takes an interesting line through that corner there. Samilaras is going to have a better run. He's coming into the pits. Big one for the Williams driver. Built and Matt is getting chased by Scenario here. Is he going to make a move down the outside? It doesn't appear like it. He's going to back out of the move. Oh, makes a move. And Trosic around the outside. A little bit of wheel banging. Oh, and Trosic doesn't have a front wing anymore. Oh, my days. No. Trosic doesn't have a front wing anymore, and this might be a safety car. Trosic, just not too sure what happened there. But that might have been a brake check from the Alpine driver on the Aston Martin driver, and Roscoe retired from the session. All the way at the back of the grid. And there is a safety car. This Roscoe is going to cause another safety car, so we already saw 3 safety cars here. And now we're going to be asking ourselves who is going to come into the pits. Roscoe also has left the session. And the first few guys, I mean, oh my days, Samilaras is going to be fuming. Scenario with a drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. Yeah, I think Scenario's race is over. He's got to come into the pits for a wing change. And he's got to deal with that drive-through penalty. Five-second time penalty for a collision with Scenario and Intronsic. Not too sure why, as we didn't catch that. 5-second time penalty. A lot of oh my days, a lot of penalties happening here, and we might be seeing Intronsic coming into the pits and just retiring. As Vettel is not coming into the pits. That is an even more interesting strategy. Oh, he already came into the pits? When? Oh, I didn't catch that, I think. Or did he came in now? Wait, where are the tires? Oh, he came in now, okay. Makes sense, guys. Apologies. Hard tires for Thames, medium tires for Samilaras and Vettel, soft tires for Built and Matt and Gotards. We've got Noki MP6 with hard tires, and the rest is all mediums except for Spidey Maw and Tense Kevin on the hard tires. Intronsic, who did not came into the pits, although he has a broken front wing. Wait. He came into the pits because he has no broken front wing anymore, but why is he running 7-lap-old mediums? He started on what wing? I think he made 2 stops already. He made 2 stops indeed. He's weaving all over the track. Glitching a little bit. Look at this beautiful scenery, guys. Franzik not leading your race. It is actually going to be Vettel. The safety car is not coming in yet, so these guys will have to wait one more lap before they can make the move done. Maybe two. I don't know if the safety car is coming in already. How is everyone doing on this fine evening? Make sure to grab something to drink or to eat while you still can, because we're gonna have an exciting last couple of laps here around Saudi Arabia. Let me know what your favorite snack is. I would like to get your guys' opinion. I'm not too sure where you guys from and what kind of snacks you have, but maybe it's something that I don't know of. But of course, as a Belgian, I'm gonna say I like Biscoff. Well, it is actually called Speculaas. You guys wanted to call it Biscoff, so well, let's go with Biscoff. I'm actually addicted to Biscoff. That's why I don't eat it, because I eat too much of it. You know, I'm gonna get a little chubby. Hopefully I am though. And it is getting quite late. When was I up actually? I was up around 11. But tomorrow I've got a hard day to come. As we've got a exam at 10 o'clock and we've got an interview, an internship interview at 2 o'clock. And now we're going straight to Disneyland. So we will be having a little trip to Disneyland with the girlfriend and the parents. And I hope it's going to be a fun weekend, as I will not be there on Sunday, unfortunately. And guys, for everyone who's watching, I will not be streaming the Sunday races on my channel anymore, as the guys have asked me to stream on their YouTube channel. Alpine max attack on Transic. He is gonna go max attack. But so is Samilaras. I mean, Samilaras, he is a fast guy, and I think he's gonna be frustrated that he came into the pits a little bit too early. One lap too early. Oh, Tem Shadow got caught sleeping again. Bad exit off the line, and now we're gonna see Samilaras making a move down the inside there. Maybe built a mat too. He goes down the inside, but it's not gonna be enough. He is on soft tires though. So we might be able to see him make the move. He's going around the outside, and that's going to be move done. So Tem Shadow is going to lose one position, maybe even one more, with Gotards being on soft tires too. And where is Intronsic? He makes the move around the outside of Double Cream Cat, who seems to be struggling a little bit here, but still he gets some good points on the board for the AlphaTauri team. Gotards in P5, pretty close to Temps. Oh, Temps with a bad exit coming through that corner, as he went a little bit too wide there. And now Gotards is pretty close. Is he going to be making a move? It doesn't seem like it. He takes every corner how he should take it, but he's not getting closer. Although, with a good exit through that corner, he might be able to make the move. There is a yellow flag. Mercedes, guys. And an AlphaTauri, and that might be Double Cream Cat and Reezy, who had a collision. Fastest second sector for Gotards. Built and Matt with once again another penalty, and that is going to be his second penalty. And Franzik is trying to close down the gap. Gotards. The guys are not going to have DRS yet. So it has to do with the exit of the corners and hopefully the straight line speed, as it does seem like Tem Shadow has some. Although Gotards now trying to go down the inside. He has the soft tires. He's gonna outbrake the McLaren driver, and that is gonna be moved on. Tem Shadow, who just wants to keep it clean through the Jeddah corner circuit. Now, the one and only And Tronzik is going to try and make his way past Tem Shadow. He has made up a couple of tenths already on Tem Shadow, and I do expect him to be able to get past him. Although, and Tronzik has a penalty. And a lot of guys there have a penalty, so we might be able to see Tem Shadow getting back to the top 3. It all will depend on how much Tem Shadow is going to be battling with Entronzik here. Entronzik, who seems to have a little bit of a snap there every now and then, but we have to keep in mind he is on old softs, old mediums, apologies. 10 lap old mediums, and they will be overheating pretty soon. And then it's going to be hard to keep them intact. It seems like he's swerving, like little swerves across the track here. So I'm not too sure if he's running a controller or a wheel. Can't tell. I think he's running a wheel for some reason. Yeah, sixth place for Entronzik. I think that could have been a little bit better as he got the pole. The sprint race was also looking pretty good for him, but fortunately the race didn't. The DRS is enabled right now, and we're having 6 drivers within 6 seconds of each other. They're not going to be able to make the move through here, as we did saw some clean wheel-to-wheel battling throughout this section from, who was it again? I think it was Built the Mad and Gotards, wasn't it? Tronzik is closing down the gap on Tem Shadow. It is 3 tenths between the two. And it seems like Vettel is going to be leading the race here with 1.7 seconds ahead. And are we going to have a Williams 1-2? I do expect that's going to be happening, as they can find themselves comfortably in the lead, with both medium tires selected. The guys behind them, Built the Mad and Gotards, have a penalty, and they are running soft tires, which will be dying off soon. Now we've got Tem Shadow, who has to close down the gap, but I don't think he's going to be able to while battling with Entronzik here. Entronzik is going to try and make the move down the main straight. Although, is he already going for it? Oh, he's going to have the DRS. The Red Bull is going a little bit wider there. And that is going to be moved on for Entronzik. He's going to have the DRS, so he's going to make the move around the outside of the Red Bull driver there. Oh! He had a little bit of snap there. I'm not too sure what happened. But is Gotards going to try and get the defense done? It doesn't appear like it. He's going around the outside. And that is not going to be enough for Gotards, as he now has to keep Tem Shadow behind him. And the good thing about this, Entronzik is right in front of Gotards, but Tem Shadow has to get past Gotards to... Oh, Entronzik with another 3-second time penalty. We will not be seeing Entronzik. Oh, he's got 13 seconds already. Don't worry about that then. He's not going to be able to get those removed, I'm afraid. 9 seconds for Built and Matt too, so they will be dropping down positions as Gotards got overtaken by Tem Shadow already. Reezy seems to have a bad race here in Saudi Arabia. Already made a couple of pit stops. 5 to be exact now. Tem Shadow, Noki is getting overtaken. And Entronzik in P5, he got overtaken by Tem Shadow. Not too sure what's happening there, as he might be trying to cause a collision between himself and Tem Shadow, although that would be unlikely. Maybe he is. Maybe he is, with the championship battle going on and all the penalties he has right now. But I don't think that Entronzik is that kind of person. Now down the main straight. He's gonna try and make the move down the inside there. Gotards, is he coming into the pits? It does seem like it. And Tem Shadow is getting past again. The Annihilator has made himself back up in P6, which is not too bad considering he was all the way at the back of the grid a couple of laps ago. He is on 8 lap old mediums, and we are seeing a lot of different strategies going on right now. And let's have a quick look at the position changes. Vettel, who has made up the most points and the most positions as he came all the way from P14. Currently, he finds himself in P1. Leading the race, Tamiladas has made up 1 position and Built the Mat has made up 3. But he's gonna lose 1 position to Tem Shadow, unfortunately. Well, of course not if you can make up 9 seconds, but I don't think that's gonna be happening. As there is a little bit of a train situation behind P3. This track is a really difficult track to make an overtake on. I mean, you've got some good corners, but they are a little bit dangerous and a little bit risky. So if you just want to keep it clean, just keep it right behind the car and just make the move down the main straight. But also down the main straight, we saw some interesting things happening with people weaving all over the place, including Intronsic. I think that's where he had that collision with Scenario, as he's defending the inside line right now, and that's going to be moved on for the McLaren driver, and he's going to be getting into the podium right now as Built the Mat has a 9-second time penalty. Scenario, who has also made a couple of positions up, he came from P16 to P8, and he would have gotten way more positions if he didn't have that little unsafe battle with Intronsic, and those guys were doing some interesting stuff. I can't tell what happened there. I really can't. Built the Mat with another 3-second time penalty, as he will be losing a lot of positions depending on what penalties everyone is running, as it seems like the Annihilator only has 3-second time penalty. So we might be seeing the Annihilator getting into a top 4, as there is not enough difference between the Annihilator and Built the Mat to get P4 for the AlphaTauri driver. And Vettel is comfortably leading the race here, as he finds himself 4 seconds in front of Tamiladas, and he might be the new championship runner for next season if he can keep it in the league. Because of course, wait, hold up, Tamiladas, what is he doing? Did he crash? I don't think he crashed. He's just letting Built the Mat go through, trying to defend on Tem Shadow here. Is he gonna defend on Tem Shadow? Not too sure what happened there. He's gonna make a move down the inside, and Intronsic retired from the session. He came into the pits and just gave up. That will be race over for the Alpine driver. He drove a couple of more laps, but he decided to give up. Now Tamiladas is gonna try and get a gap between himself and Built the Mat, who might be struggling on these old softs. As you can see, 8-lap old softs around Saudi Arabia. That's not suggested, as I think Tem Shadow is having the best situation here, just chilling on his hard tires. He's not gonna have any problems with degradation. Scenario pretty close to Tense Kevin here. Tense Kevin, who seems to have gained a couple of positions already, but I don't think this is his race. I don't think he feels very comfortable here driving the Mercedes on the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, the Jeddah corner circuit. It is a very difficult corner to nail on the controller, and I don't know whether he's a controller player or a wheel player, but either way, his steering doesn't look very smoothly. So I do think he is a controller player, and right now Scenario touching the wall there on the outside. He might have a front wing damage. It doesn't seem like it. It's not visible. Well, doesn't really matter. Botars has chosen another set of softs. Now tries and ooh, does he have front wing damage? Because he always has what's it called? Understeered throughout that corner there. As the guys still have 2 more laps to go. Built the Mat finds himself right within 1 second of Tamiladas, and he just got, well, not 1 second anymore. And Tem Shadow 2 tenths behind Built the Mat, but this is not going to be an overtaking opportunity. Although maybe down the main straight if Tem Shadow has a better exit. Seems like he has, but Built the Mat is just going to try and defend on the McLaren driver, and he's doing an absolutely amazing job trying to keep him behind. Tem Shadow, who doesn't want to take the risk, he knows he's gonna get overtaken anyway. Well, he's going to overtake Built the Mat anyway. Still 2 more laps to go, and of course you want to win it on track, but as he's getting past him right now, and that's gonna be moved on. But there is a DRS section coming up, so we might be able to see Built and Mat getting the overtake again. It's not going to be making a move down the main straight, as Scenario just made the move on Tense Kevin. And Tense Kevin will have the DRS right now. We might be able to see a good run from the Mercedes driver here. Around the outside, he's just going to wait until the DRS detection point is there. He's going to take a tight line, and that's probably going to be an overtake for the Mercedes driver, as he will have ERS and DRS here down the main straight. He's going to defend the inside line there. Scenario and Tense Kevin is just going around the outside. We might be able to see Gotards making a move already, as the Aston Martin driver and the Mercedes driver are having a touch there, and that will be race over for the Aston Martin driver. He's still going to have a lot of good points on the board here, 4 to be exact, as the Annihilator gets a 3-second time penalty, and that was a big one. That was a very big one. That is not great for his timetable, as he needs to get 2 seconds on the board here right now between himself and Built and Mat, and it doesn't appear like he's going to be able to. Only if Built and Mat is going to make a mistake. But that 3-second time penalty is dangerous. There is 6 seconds between the two. Well, penalty wise, and then there's 8 seconds on track time difference, and it's not going to be able to work for the McLaren driver, unfortunately. So we'll see Built and Mat in P4, the Annihilator in P5. Gotards just made the move, and we are going to be seeing Vettel win the race. Tommy Ladas in P2, and Tem Shadow, who I think he had 1 lap short to make a move on to Tommy Ladas here. Built the Mat in P4, the Annihilator in P5, as he comes across the line, not in time to. There's 1.8 seconds difference between himself and Built and Mat. Then Kevin comes across the line to put himself in P6. Gotards in P7 and Scenario in P7, actually, because Gotards had that penalty. Noki in P9. Spidey in P10, he's going to score 1 point. I'm not too sure if it's been a long time since Spidey has come into his racing sim, but he was not fantastic today. But hopefully he can grab a lot of points going into the season, as Double Cream Cat is going to come across the line. Unfortunately, didn't get any points on the board for the AlphaTauri team, and Reezy, he was struggling out there today, and yeah, that's gonna justify his P12. I don't think, well, I'm not too sure if it happened between someone else, but his consistency is not there today in Saudi Arabia, and that's gonna be race over for him, as he comes across the line with 0 points for the Mercedes team. And this will be your Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Driver of the day is going to be Vettel. He can be happy with what he has performed today, and I'm not too sure what it is with this league, but always the new guys get either a pole or either a race win. This is going to be your standings right here. I'm going straight to the race. This doesn't seem like it's working. There we go. So Vettel in P1, Tommy Ladas in P2, and to finish off the podium, we've got Tem Shadow. Further, we've got Built and Mat, the Annihilator, Tense Kevin, Scenario, Gotards, Noki, and Spidey, who are going to score points. Scenario has the fastest lap here, and we've got Double Cream Cat, Urizi, and Transic, Roscoe, Steve Penny, and Mystery in P16, who did not make it until lap 1. He didn't finish a single lap. These are going to be your results. Yeah, it was a really hard race, a lot of contact indeed. I did saw that in the actual stream. Going to be finishing off the race. Uh-oh. This is not looking great. All right, I'll just do it like this. I thank you very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a very chaotic race, but it is what it is. You know, we're going to be back next week on Tuesday as we will be having the F1 Power Grid race again. I thank you very much for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.